They say breed the best to the best and hope for the best.
Vacoma broke well on the outside, and
But you don't expect to get speed like this.
Inside, Vacoma continues to battle on down the rail. It is Vacoma who's going to win the Met Mile.
Hello, everybody. Mike Welsch coming to you from, as you can see by the attire, a frigid Keeneland racetrack this morning where the temperatures plunged into about the high 40s and the wind chill factor closer to 40 during training hours this morning. As you can see, too, by the saddle towel or the blankets in behind me here, we are at the barn of the man of the hour, Flightline, John Sadler's barn back here on Rice Road. This is about the closest they'll let us get to him this morning. He's back right now enjoying his breakfast after putting in a pretty good morning's work, not an actual official work, but Flightline was out there, one of the first ones as usual out this morning. We took a little rain overnight, maybe more than a little rain. The track was wet this morning, and for Flightline, he's never run or even worked on anything but a fast track. I'm not even sure if he's even galloped over it much out in Southern California. So it was good to watch him because there is some rain potentially in the future forecast for Breeders' Cup Day. And if that does happen, should be no problem for Flightline. I'd have to watch him get over the wet track this morning. After a couple of relatively easy days, he was his usual self this morning, just full of run coming by the wire during his gallop. And then the further he went, the faster he got. I actually put a watch on him. His last quarter mile I had in 28 and change before he finally pulled up after about a mile and 3/8 gallop at the 3/8 pole. And talking to Juan Lever as assistant trainer and exercise rider later, and I said, you look like you had your hands full this morning, and his reply was, that's him every day. So obviously no problem with the wet track, and he is scheduled to have his final Breeders' Cup work, weather permitting, I believe. That will be Saturday. Because of the wet track, we only had one Breeders' Cup worker this morning. Maybe we were only going to have one anyway. It was kind of the day in between day, Wednesday, 10 days out from the Breeders' Cup. But what a work it was. I was really impressed by Blue Stripe. Now, she's probably flying under the radar a little bit in a loaded distaff field, but she looked anything but under the radar this morning. I love this work. She won 5 furlongs in 59.97 on my watch. Officially, she got 1 minute from the clockers, but 59.97 would be 59.4 for me, but close enough. And she came her final quarter mile, shaded 23, and did it easily. And then, boy, was she terrific on the gallop out. She won 6 furlongs in 1:12 and 1, 7/8 in 1:24 and 3. At that point, her rider kind of eased up down the backstretch. She still completed a mile, going out in 1:39 and 1. I love this work. I think she's going to get a little bit of my money in that distaff because she's going to be a price in that field that includes Malathat. And oddly enough, Malathat had a bird's eye view of Blue Stripe's work today. She was backtracking to the wire before turning around for her gallop, and she was right at the wire, approaching the wire, as Blue Stripe came streaking by. So she got a look at some of the competition for that great distaff a week from Saturday. Other than that, just a routine morning here, again, over the wet racetrack, but things will pick up starting tomorrow. We have some work scheduled. I know Hot Peppers is in for Rudy Rodriguez from New York. She's going to work tomorrow, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to get really busy. They've actually changed the training hours starting Sunday here. The track will open at 6. The turf course will be open every day, actually starting Friday. So we're going to be loaded for business here from Thursday right on through next week after the Euros get here. The turf course will probably be pretty busy with that. So don't go anywhere. Just keep it right here at DRF.com with the best coverage of Breeders' Cup 2022.